Hello, welcome to Kitchen Basics 101, where I teach you the bare bone basics as if you've never cooked a day in your life from the perspective of a mom. Now for me, generally speaking, my stainless steel, I just clean it with Dawn Power Wash, which I really love. Like after I do a greasy meal, I'll spray it with Dawn Power Wash. That'll a lot of times take most of the grease out of here. And then I'll just scrub it with like not an abrasive, but like a Scrub Daddy. I use a Scrub Mommy, which is like a sponge on one side, scrubbing on the other side, like a Scrub Mommy. But if you're doing like I did, where I put this in the oven with like a filet mignon, it's at 400 degrees. It's going to leave stuff that's not going to come up with the Dawn Power Wash. So occasionally, not every single wash, but occasionally I give her the old Barkeeper's Friend. Now, Barkeeper's Friend is just a good thing to have, period. It's great on your stainless steel sink. It's great at getting, it's like abrasive, but not too abrasive for getting things off. But it does a really good job of getting all that muck out of your stainless steel pan. Now, there's a couple little spots here around my rivets where maybe I could give it a scrub. You know, you got to give it a little elbow grease. I got a little stain here that's not coming off, but I put her through a lot. Now, something that I noticed that a lot of people probably don't clean that can really come back to bite you, and I'm about to show you that my husband does the dishes mostly, and so he doesn't do this a lot, is when you're cleaning your pans, you need to make sure to clean the whole pan. You got to clean the bottom and the sides and the handles and the external rivets. You got to really scrub those, okay? Because the grease will build up on these surfaces, and then when you cook with it again, like this one has a couple marks, but I'm gonna show you a pan more well used. You can see where the fire, because I use a gas burner, so I have fire directly on the bottom of my pan, burns on that little bit of grease that you didn't get off. Okay, now you can see from this side, this pan is clean as a whistle on the inside, but he doesn't scrub the outside as well as he should, because even if you just leave a little bit of grease and then you use it on the burners, you can see where the fire has burnt that little bit of grease. So that's just word for the wise. This pan is a non-stick pan. This is like a ceramic coating. It's a little bit different than a Teflon coating, but these are still rather delicate in comparison to this. So this pan, I can't use like metal utensils. Even if it says you can, don't. Even if your manufacturer's like, you can use metal, don't. Because once you break this surface, the non-stick quality of this goes way down and the health risks go way up. And you can't heat these pans too hot. So I mostly cook on low, medium low, and so that's okay. But if you're gonna like throw a pan in the oven, this ain't your guy. I think this pan is great for beginners because it's very user-friendly. It's very kind to you. Food does not stick. You don't have to have your timing just right. You don't have to have your temperature just right. It's very forgiving. And like if you're doing eggs, like obviously, this is my egg pan specifically. Like this is the pan I use for eggs because they just whoosh, slide right off of here. And that is just such a dream. Cleaning, Dawn dish soap, Barkeeper's Friend. This is literally just dish soap and warm water and a scrubby sponge. Don't use anything abrasive. Don't use steel wool. Don't use Barkeeper's Friend. Don't use any of those things because they're gonna damage your nonstick coating. But here's the good news. A little Dawn dish soap is gonna take everything off of this. Mostly, you could wipe this out with a paper towel and it will take most anything off of this. Nothing really sticks to these new like ceramic nonstick surfaces, so you don't have to worry. Then the third category is the enameled cast iron. So this is very similar to your stainless steel in the sense that you can use metal utensils on this, although I don't, just because I don't want to chip my ceramic coating. You can get this super hot. You can put this in the oven. It's very friendly in that way, but the ceramic coating is nonstick. So this surface has to be heated to the correct temperature for it to be nonstick. Basically, the steel has to swell up to make this nonstick, but these ceramic on cast iron skillets hold their heat really well, get super hot, and they're nonstick. But they do stain pretty easily. So sometimes you'll see marks and stains, and I actually have a pot that I can no longer get the stains out of. This one's just a little bit younger, but she's still pretty old. She's still probably like 15 years old. But the other one's like 30. So this one, Barkeeper's Friend. Mostly just the Dawn dish soap. I use the power wash. let it sit for a few minutes, then scrub it with a scrub mommy, and then rinse it nice and clean. The most important thing for you to do with these is you need to dry it when you're done, because all the edges where the cast iron is exposed, so the edge here and the part here, these things will rust if you keep them wet. So you're gonna use your power wash, spray it on, let it sit for like 5 minutes, scrub it, rinse it, dry it. Gotta dry it or it's gonna rust. Stubborn stains, things that are stuck on, things that won't come off, occasionally hit it with the Barkeeper's Friend and scrub it up. Might have to use a little elbow grease, but on this one, I sprinkled some Barkeeper Friend inside for about 5 minutes, came back, scrubbed it, and it all just whoosh, came right off. So you can see the surface is pretty clean. And like I said, this one's, I think, 15 years old maybe. So that's what I do. That's how I keep mine clean. These I think are dishwasher safe, but I don't put any of this stuff in the dishwasher. The dishwasher's pretty rough on these. I just don't do it, but you know, do what you want. And manufacturers often say you can. I wouldn't recommend it personally. I want these things to last as long as possible. Stainless steel should basically last you forever. Cast iron enamel should basically last you forever. These only last a couple of years. Now I've had these probably 5, so they're doing really well, but usually non-stick pans, you get like a year or 2. I hope that was helpful. I promise there will be cooking content coming this week, and I love you.